I'm Nick Garnett, and you're listening to Mo Salah. Football is life. In the first half of the programme, you heard how Salah soared to greatness in the English Premier League and how he was brought crashing down to earth in the European Champions League final. Here we are in Cairo. It's 3 days before the World Cup starts. On every poster on the way from the airport, the face of Salah stares down at us. Excitement has reached a new level. This is his country. This is his chance to come back and step out on the global stage. OK, you know what happened. Egypt lose their first 2 games and go out of the World Cup. Salah is barely fit, and the competition is a bitter disappointment. But that's not the real story. So come with me to uncover what happened. Now just remember, this isn't about football. It's much more important than that. This song is everywhere in Egypt, a genuine viral sensation. Trying to explain its popularity, the singer Mohamed Salah starts talking about how Salah has given his country hope.
Yes, definitely, he is the hope. I don't want to talk politics, but Mohamed Salah, on the social level, on the economic level, on so many levels, he restored our confidence. Our self-confidence has been shaken by a lot of events in Egypt, by a lot of social changes. But Mo Salah restored that self-confidence. We are now self-confident thanks to Mo Salah.
For many people in Egypt, life's become increasingly difficult. Food prices have gone up in recent years. The value of the Egyptian pound has fallen. While we're here, the cost of fuel jumps by up to 50% in a day. This song talks about a new hero, a new pharaoh. Earlier this year, over 1 million are said to have written Mohamed Salah's name on their voting slip in the presidential elections, despite his name not even being on the ballot.
I've written a new song and it says it's not about scoring goals, it's not about winning matches or achieving championships, it's about achieving a goal. Mohamed Salah, on the personal level, on the national level, he's an example in self-fulfillment, self-achievement. I want all the workers, all the people working in Egypt to make him an example in self-achievement and self-fulfillment.
While he may not be standing for office, here in Cairo you can see how Salah is harnessing his success on the pitch to change the lives of people off it.
Haram, 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 haram. Yeah,
He's the face of this television advert, encouraging the country's estimated 2 million drug addicts to seek help with their addiction. It starts with disappointment. Salah's team is losing. The fans leave and he's lying prostrate on the pitch. Some of those fans start using drugs. Suddenly, Salah shows them there is an alternative. He's back in training. He scores a goal. It's a message of hope. And those fans using drugs are losing out. The campaign is being run by Egypt's anti-drug and addiction fund. And I've come here to meet the man in charge, Amr Osman.
Drugs is related to many things actually. It's related to violence, to crimes, many social aspects actually. Concerning drugs types, definitely tramadol. It's a painkiller, but it's substance abuse here in Egypt. It's number one in substance in Egypt. We received now about 500 addicts calling our hotline daily. The increasing of calls is 400%.
And that's down to Mohamed Salah being involved with the charity?
Yes. He is inspiring our youth in prevention and also seeking the treatment for addicts. The effectiveness of Salah campaign actually is motivating them to call our hotline because he is down to earth. He is very close to the Egyptian people. He is coming from one of our village, so he is very humble. He is communicating with Egyptian people daily through social media. So that's why Salah is amazing for us and for the world in general. It's a very important problem here in Egypt, and he is our ambassador here, and I think he can make a paradigm shift in this issue.
How important do you think he is to the country?
He is a very important soft power here. Soft power in Egyptian youth and the Arab youth. So he is amazing in development. We are so happy to get him involved in our campaign.
Has he volunteered ever? Has he come?
Yeah, definitely is volunteer. He is seeking to be volunteer for us.
And what would you ask him to do?
Actually, he is communicating with ex-addict now through social media. Now we have 36 million viewers in social media.
What type of effect do you think he's had on Egyptian society?
The effect in behavior, you have to work hard to realize your dream, to realize your goals. You have to be optimistic. Don't give up at all.
Of course, without the football, Salah wouldn't have anything like this influence. And without Salah, Egypt wouldn't have been in the World Cup. In their last qualification game against Congo, the score was tied at 1-1. Then, deep into injury time, Egypt won a penalty. One man stepped forward.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Mohamed Salah والدموع. Mohamed Salah. Mohamed Salah. وهوبا الله 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 يا بلاد الله الله يا بلاد الله الله يا بلاد الله.
Mohamed Salah got Egypt back to the World Cup after 28 years.
Hani Hatou is an Egyptian sports presenter and a friend of the footballer.
It was very hard. Yes, Salah has many pressures on him from the Egyptian fans, from the Egyptian media, from the worldwide media, that can Salah make it or Salah will not be able to score, so we will go back to wait for the other 4 years. But Salah make it, and we are... Thank you, Salah.
So I want to take it forward now to what happened on May the 26th. And it's the Champions League final between Liverpool and Real Madrid in the 26th minute.
Yes.
And that tackle, when you saw him go down, what did you think?
To tell you the truth, days before the game, we were all putting our hands on our hearts. Please, God, save Mohamed Salah for us to be safe to play in the World Cup. But when it happened, again, we are shocked because he cried. When he cried, everybody went to will Salah attend the game against Uruguay, against Russia, against Saudi Arabia. He is the hope of every Egyptian.
We're just coming out of dawn prayer. Today is Eid, a day of celebration that marks the end of Ramadan, one of the most holy days in the Muslim year. Today is also the day Egypt begin their World Cup campaign against Uruguay. And it's also Mohamed Salah's birthday. It'd be hard to overstate the emotions felt by the thousands of worshippers around me. A nation expects. Yet since his injury, even now, no one's absolutely certain that Mo Salah will take the field.
عايز اقول لحضرتك هو بالنسبة لصلاح
Mohamed Salah is phenomenal. He is a phenomenon in himself. He is creating a sensation in the country.
When he was 12, Mo Salah came to Cairo to train with the professional team Al Makaloun here at the Arab Contractor Stadium. Back then, his heroes were Mohamed Aboutrika, one of the Egyptian greats who used the wealth he made on the pitch to carry out charity work, and this man, Hamdi Nou, who became his coach.
هو يمكن أنا أكون حظي كويس.
I was lucky enough that I got to train him, to coach him while he was still building his character. He was still young, and I've played on two sides, the psychological side and the technical side. On the psychological side, I've told him, by being a great player, you will make your family happy, will make everyone around you happy. And then on the technical side, I've tried to pass on my experience to him to be a better player.
You've got a picture of him here as a very young boy in the team, and almost next to him is you.
Yes.
Standing there. That's a beautiful photograph. That was a fantastic... That goal that he scored there shows that he was a fantastic player before he came to Liverpool.
أنا.
This is him.
That is you. You looked exactly like him. You played in the same way.
This me. محمد صلاح فيه ميزة كبيرة جدا.
The remarkable thing about Mo is his speed, velocity. And I used to tell him, Mo, you need to play free. And he used to play in the left wing with another left winger called Mohamed Adel Abu Hatab. Both of them were very fast, and I used to take advantage of his speed. In his first season with the team, he scored around 30 goals.
The next time you speak to Mo Salah, what would you want to say to him?
لا أنا بس عارف إن محمد عنده مشكلة واحدة.
Mohamed Salah has a problem, and his problem that he's a peaceful person.
بيلعب كورة نظيفة.
He plays fair play.
He needs to be tougher. He needs to be a nastier player.
محتاج يخشن شوي، يلعب بخشونة شوي.
محتاج يحافظ على نفسه أكتر.
Mo needs to play tougher. He plays fair play. He is likes to play clean, but that doesn't help all the time. And I want him to stay in Liverpool. He enjoys the love of the people there, and his price is going higher as well.
And he should start using his elbows a bit more, yeah?
أو يستخدم بقى دراعاته شوي.
أيوة لازم يحمي نفسه.
He needs to start using his elbows more.
We're travelling north from Cairo on a road that's been named after Mo Salah, Mohamed Salah Street. Behind us in the city, we've learned more about this unique footballer. But to really understand the man and his achievements, people here say you need to go to the village where he grew up, Nagrig. It's about 3 hours' journey from the capital, and that's where our story takes us next. About 15,000 people live in the Grig. As villages go, it's a fair size, and when we get there, everyone's on the main street getting ready for the game, and they hope their local hero. The cafes in the Grig started setting out their chairs to watch the match hours before kick-off. People here say that when Salah was injured in the Champions League final, it felt like someone had died in the village, and they're gathering now to see if he'll come back to life. Now, as I come into the cafe, I can smell thick, sweet black coffee. Everyone's sheltering from the afternoon sun under the corrugated iron roof. The team sheet was announced only minutes ago after midday prayers, and Mohamed Salah is on the bench. The cafe is run by a friend of the footballer, Hatan Albana.
I expect that Egypt will win the game and Mohamed Salah will score 2 goals.
They don't win. He doesn't score. In fact, despite being named as a substitute, Salah doesn't even make it onto the pitch. Uruguay score in the last few minutes. As the ball hits the back of the net, the cafe in the Grig empties. Within minutes, children are playing football on the pitch outside. Salah didn't get his fairy tale comeback, but that doesn't mean people think any less of him in his hometown. I leave the cafe and go for a walk. A short distance from there is the school Salah is paying to build here for the children, and the ambulance station he's funding, and the food bank that his charity manages. The mayor of the village is called Mayor Satea.
أعتقد يمكن هي دي الحقيقة مش مثالية ولا حاجة هي دي الحقيقة.
This is not something new or different. This is what Mohamed Salah does in the village, and the most important thing that he gets happy when he do it. This is the point. He gets happy when he helps people, especially his people in the village.
There's a letter on the table, which is Mohamed Salah, and it's from Luxembourg. Do you get lots of letters like that?
ويقصد الخطاب جاي اصلا
الخطاب ده جالك من محمد ولا؟
لا جاي لمحمد من لاعب في لوكسمبورغ.
I've got a letter here. It says, it's from Gilbert Zender in Luxembourg. It says, Dear sports friend, as I am playing myself football in Luxembourg's team and being a collector, you greatly obliged me by signing personally the adjoined photograph and sending it back to me. Thanks for your kindness. I wouldn't miss to wish you all further success. And then in handwriting, it says, Please, Mohammed, thank you. You're my idol, the best player in the world. Yours sincerely. Do you get lots of letters though?
بيبعت جوابات كتير.
Hundreds of letters usually come from around the world to here, to Negrig. Most of the letters come to my house here, and I show them to Mohamed Salah because he doesn't have time and he's not here, of course. So when he comes here to Negrig, I show him the letters.
والجميل ان اسم يعني ان
The beautiful thing that you find the name of Negrig written in the letters by many people from different countries. So he put us on the map. We are now very well known by many different people around the world. This is because of Mohamed Salah. The courtesy goes to Mohamed Salah because he made us famous, like he's famous.
So the mayor is suggesting we find out more about the work that Salah's charity does and who it helps. He's sending us across town to meet one of the organisers, Hassan Bakar.
Mohamed Salah and his family, they wanted to help people here in the village, including the divorced women or widows with their children, and also the sick people who have kidney failures or cancer.
The charity is run by a team of half a dozen people and administered by Mo Salah's father from an office in Negrig. The footballer sends money each month. We've been told around 50,000 Egyptian pounds. That's a little over £2,000. The team work out who to give it to depending on need.
So, for example, this case is getting 300 Egyptian pounds monthly. She's jobless and she's widow and she has 3 children. The other case, from the other file, she was one person, and she doesn't have any property.
I'm shown thick files detailing the widows, divorced women, the sick and unemployed who Salah helps support in the village. Ibrahim, who's working with me, translates for Hassan.
4 kids, okay, and her 5. And there's a kind of document that proves that she doesn't have any property, like an agricultural land or something.
I've noticed something that's immediately obvious, and that's that an awful lot of the people that he's helping are women.
حسب وضع هي الأكثر ستات.
ليه؟
عشان هي طبعا أرملة.
They don't have any person to take care of them, so that's why they are the most of the people who get help from us. But we don't have a kind of discrimination or something between men and women and giving someone help and not giving other one help. But it's all about the documents and the case itself.
How many people is Mohamed Salah's charity helping at the moment?
كم عدد الأشخاص
450
من 450 ل 500.
أيوة تقريبا.
From 450 to 500.
Hassan is taking us for a walk around Negrig now to meet some of the people that Salah's been helping.
It's rare for me to get down to the street, but I usually hear good things about Mohamed Salah. He's building new things and helping poor people. It's a good thing from a good man. And all the people here love him. They look on him with pride and they want to be like him.
He's a very close friend to my sons and he's a good person. He was well brought up and he's very kind and very charitable. Hopefully, God will show him the right path, and I am really proud of him for doing this charitable work in the village.
This is Saeeda Hamed. She depends completely on the donations from Salah and can't believe what he does for her and for many others in the village.
What he's doing is as sweet as honey. I hope that God makes him so lucky and much more charitable. He's helping poor people here in the village. He gives us everything. He does everything. He helps widows, divorced women. He makes monthly payments for them. He gives money to orphans, the women like me who lost their husbands and are very old. In Ramadan, we got boxes of food from Salah. Meat, chicken. I got a couple of boxes full of happiness in Ramadan. The box contains everything: pasta, dates, food oil, sugar, butter, tomato sauce. I swear by God, it's just like I'm telling you. Everything is in this box. Every month they give us meat at night also. We didn't used to watch football until he played. We didn't even know it. Of course, he's the greatest. It's enough that he didn't forget us after the fame he got. Wherever he goes, he says, I'm from Negrig, the village of Negrig. They are farmers and poor people. It's not shameful for him to do so. This is enough for us. For his village, he's very humble. I hope his shoulder gets healed soon.
Coming into a compound at the moment where it's a building site, and I'll just run down here. There's bricks, there's the concrete foundations and the structure of the building. This is the school that Mohamed Salah is building. The difference he's making to this town is astounding. If you look inside, you can just see where the classrooms are going to be, where the areas that the children are going to be. The staircases are already in place, and the work will be going on here once the teams come in. And soon, this is going to be the new school for Negrig, and it's all paid for by Mohamed Salah. I'm standing on the brand new AstroTurf football pitch in Negrig. It feels a world away from the dry dirt pitch that Mohamed Salah grew up playing on that's a few minutes' walk from here. Yes, the disappointment of the Champions League and the World Cup will weigh heavily on him, but there will be other tournaments and there will be other games. Looking around at the children here who want to grow up to be footballers, I think back to the people I've met making this programme. Their love for a man who became a hero on and off the pitch, the things they thank him for and the songs they sang.
He's the best player in the world. It's boss when he gets the ball.
Just a fantastic footballer, isn't he? He's not born like a star, okay? He worked to be a star.
It hasn't been a roller coaster, it's been a landslide.
Allah! Allah!
I love him with all my heart.
It's his goals, Goals speak for themselves.
Who wants to be a king, even if it's just for one day?
He helped put Egypt on the map of world football.
I am that type like Mo Salah. I am this guy. As a Muslim, as an Arab, as an Egyptian.
Magnificent Mo has done it again.
ده ورينا الناس الحلوة خالص والله محمد صلاح.
Mo Salah, Mo Salah, Mo Salah, running down the way. Salah, Egyptian king.
And one voice sticks out, Razak Mossa. He was at Anfield with me when Liverpool played Brighton. He helped run the city's Arabic school. He said watching Salah made him feel better about the world around him, made him feel part of something bigger than himself.
And that's what the miracle is. And it didn't need money, didn't need investment, didn't need legislation. It just happened on the grass on Anfield Stadium and watched by millions of people who admired that man.
Mo Salah Football is Life is a co-production between BBC 5 Live News and BBC Arabic. The producers were Dan Box, Wael Hussein Al Sayed and Mohammed Ahmed Ibrahim.